Hey everyone, this is Jason, bringing you another tip of the week. This week's tip is hopefully to help you to help guide your students to do resources or research databases that are available in the library. Not to say not to say that you're having trouble giving them access, but just trying to make you aware of that some of these databases are actually integrated into Canvas, right? And the integration is so unique or so configured that by subject, these resource pages will do appear in Canvas, right? So, but sometimes, but I wanted to start possibly what the general student experience is, right? So, students may come to the library and say, "Hey, I'm being told I need to do research. I'm taking this class, maybe for English 111 or EMS or theater, whatnot." And the library team will say, "Oh, okay. Hey, well, your professors have provided some information or told us that there are certain resources that will help you to quickly get to information that's related to the course that you're taking." Right? So they probably put them onto the college homepage and say, "Hey, click on the library page." And what I'm referring to is these things called the research guides. And these guides are basically, another word for these are LIP guides, or per se. All right. So, and as you can see, our library team has them organized nice and neatly according to general broad topics. So I have happened to particularly pick three. Let's say for the first one, EMS. So our EMS team or colleagues have given some information and say, "Hey, these are some really specific resources that we want our students to quickly or be guided towards to further their knowledge base," right? That will be helpful in the EMS classes. And so since this research guide is available here under the library, the neat thing between the library, this research guide, and Canvas is if a student is enrolled into a EMS course and they click on library resources here on the left-hand side, this is what's going to pop up. It's the same page, right? And so within Canvas, you can just guide them, or y'all can just encourage them to say, "Hey, click on the library resources," and you should see the resources that are specific for this course. All right. So that's EMS. Let's take a quick look at our English colleagues. So English did the same thing with the library team. Say, "Hey, these are databases that we want students in English 111, 112 to have access to." Right. Opposing viewpoints, things of that nature. America's news. Right. And then, so when I come into, let me make sure I click on the right one. Yep. Come into English, and I say, "Hey, I'm a student. Let me click on library resources." Hey, there is that medieval guy sitting at the table. And as I can scroll down, like again, opposing viewpoints and contacts, America's news. And then our colleagues in for teaching theater. Okay, this is what they requested. And as you can see, hey, team's been updating some information. And similarly, here we go, the same guide. Okay, so it's a nice integration, very neat and stuff. So students don't have to go far, right? Similarly, we can add some of these databases within a Canvas module, right? So in this course that did not run, go ahead and add a random module, databases, and say, hey, under the plus, instead of creating an assignment, you go under external tool, and then here you kind of search for, not all of the databases are integrated into Canvas, like the list of tools that we see here, but several are. So like in particular, like American News is not in this list here, but it may be elsewhere. So I'm about to show you that. But the Gale Virtual Reference Library is, so you just click on that, add the item, and bada bing. Right. So that just happens to be for Gale Virtual Reference Library. Other databases may have a different behavior. So like, okay, here's America's News link. There we go. Right. So this is a slightly different behavior than what we just saw, the Gale Virtual Reference. And so now I have to kind of like, oh, okay, hey, kind of go through and say, let me pick this, and below my screen, yeah, and so whichever, hopefully, redocument, so the bubble comes up. So obviously within this space you can download whatever, but then also right here in the lower right hand corner it says create link, and now if you look here, now that link is here in the page name. That's what's being called, is here, and then now you can, right. So in that regards, if you have some trouble trying to get this integrated into the module space and whatnot, maybe, I don't say the user will have to reach out to me, but encourage, you probably will reach out to me and say, hey, can you help me get it into the module space, right? But the point being is several of the databases can be accessible within the module. Additionally, if you want it on a Canvas course page, right, or wherever the rich content editor exists, right? So let's say sample database research, for the sake of argument. All right, edit the page. So the first step I did, create the page, edit the page, and this content editor is in everything that's native to Canvas. So you click under this little plug icon, and then I don't have a name for that plug icon, but the plug icon. Okay, so here, all right, America's News, boom. Similar experience, launch tool, right? And when did I go to? I think it was the justice, criminal justice, right? By being fraud, right? Let me just do this one just because, again, if you see here, create link, and there's the link. So that's that. So that is that experience, right? Posing viewpoints. If you do something with this, accept. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. It was working earlier. Let me pick a different one. Let's say Hispanic life in America, similar to the America's News, immigration and citizenship, right? There we go. Just took a minute. A little bit hard to read, but I'm just randomly picking. There we go. Well, ultimately, still similar experience. Create link, and there's the link. Okay. The point being is that those databases, information, or resources can be embedded or linked within the rich content editor. Okay. So that is your tip of the week with regards to our library databases and their integration into Canvas. See you next time.